Hi Aries, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2009, and I think this month you're going to be very much focused on your home base, your locale, your surroundings, wherever that happens to be for you. It doesn't have to be your long-term home base, but it can be. So things about the home, things about the domestic setup, and that can mean anything from moving to doing a little bit of DIY to setting things up somewhere, to actually breaking things down somewhere as well, decluttering, house hunting, looking for the best pitch, but it is very much about your local neighborhood, and also on another level it's about your spiritual tribe maybe, and in fact it can also mean that you are feeling more sensitive about things this month. Your emotional side is activated, and you are feeling that it's important that things are right where you live, and that might mean where you live in here. So it's very much about where you're anchored inside this month as well for many of you Aries, of course, to what is dependent upon your personal chart. So yeah, family members, that's also coming under this influence here. That can be extended family, that can be your parents, relatives, children, but it can also mean your spiritual family in some way, or just a group of people that you're hanging out with at the moment. It can mean, but all of that will be given this sort of importance, because the energy is kind of forming this particular tone or note, I guess you could say, and it is very heart based. And also the other thing is the past, your roots, things from the past, people from the past, scenarios from the past. You may catch yourself one minute and think, we've been through this before, and maybe, just maybe, if it didn't go so well before, you're going to get another shot at it. You're going to get another crack at sort of improving things. So there will be a stronger connection with the past, people from the past, and also maybe old response patterns. Maybe somebody stuck around you in an old way of being or doing. I'm in the middle of the countryside here. Those are tractors going past. Maybe somebody's stuck in that. Maybe you're stuck in that, and this is something for you to be aware of. All of this type of thing can happen under this energy this month. It's going to be quite low key, I would say, and that's up until the 12th, and then things really do start to take off and speed up. There's going to be a lot more communications going on, sharing opinions, making contacts, toing and froing, maybe paperwork for some of you as well there. At the moment, from the beginning of the month, well, that's a good time for sales. That's a good time for acquiring things, selling things, promoting things. It's possibly also for some of you a good time for you to be applying your talent, but also sensing intuitively, what's a good deal and what isn't. So, for those of you who are looking around for this or that or the other, this is very much kind of in your favor. But then after the 5th, then it gets more lyrical. For those of you in the arts, that's brilliant. It gets sort of more romantic from the 5th as well, and you really do get a lot out of your contacts. I think you're going to get a lot out of your surroundings anyway all month. There's a lot going on there, and there's this appreciation, I think, that you feel for what you've got around you, a deeper appreciation maybe of others, and what they mean to you, because there's this real heart-based feeling. And also you can get a lot out of your contacts for business reasons as well. There might be a real rapport there between you and somebody that you're actually doing business with. No, you could be enjoying nature more, of course, this month. Well, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's July, isn't it? And outdoor pursuits, those are going to be high on the list for many children of the ram. And you know, after the 5th, if you need to bury the hatchet, if you need to settle a feud, or you need to persuade somebody, get somebody on your side, that's a good time for you to do that. There you are, the sign of the warrior, Aries, and so you might need to do that. Financially, things do look promising, particularly before the 5th. Your romantic life looks very promising, particularly more towards the end of the month, when you really do start to kick up your heels and party. That's from the 18th. And there is, as I say, there's this rather sort of, from the 5th, you like what you hear around you, you know, if it's an artistic sort of event, or words from somebody, or in fact others like what you have to express from yourself as well, and that's from the 5th too. And you'll just be enjoying, you know, the influences and the mediums of expression that you've got, but also you know, your persuasive side, your charming side, that can come out more from the 5th of the month. And of course, as I said, you know, this energy can manifest as a romantic encounter, but also more contact with children, and that will probably be after the 18th for those of you who have, you know, children in your life. Now, the eclipse is going to be a total eclipse of the sun on the 22nd in just the very, very edge of Cancer. So actually, this may span a couple of areas for you, Aries. In your case, you know, it's going to be new beginnings related to your domestic setup. People, family members, there could be, you know, change coming in for them over this next 6 to 12 months. So this wave of energy is set off from the 22nd, and this kind of opens it up. It's almost as though the universe puts this area into neutral, and you can come along and put things into whatever gear. You know, it's not quite as easy as that, but it depends on your individual chart, okay? But there is that possibility there. And so for some of you, you know, there will be changes to do with your domestic setup, where you live, who lives with you, family members, creative enterprises, your community, your tribe, your spiritual tribe, your clan. The energy of the eclipse is going to be rolling through this next 6 to 12 months, and allowing for improvements, adjustments, and maybe, you know, this regard for the ancestors that I was talking about. Or maybe I meant to talk about it, but I didn't. That's blood ancestors, but that's also your soul ancestors. All of this could be very much a focus of attention, not only in July, but over the months of the eclipse energy. So with these new beginnings in these areas, it really is going to be time for you to put your house in order, Aries, and perhaps, and that's inside as well as outside. I mean in here, you know, as well as outside. And also maybe applying your skills, your talents, your creative, innovative side, doing stuff to your space or to the environment, or being proactive about, you know, sustainable, you know, living, greener environment and that kind of thing. Generating things which are going to stand you in good stead in the future. Could just be the garden, you know, if you do have one. Or maybe you'll get one, I don't know. But anyway, that's it for July. If you know your rising sign, have a listen to that too.